Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Fliegelman. I'm the chairman of infectious disease at Metro South Medical Center, and I've been in practice for approximately 25 years. I am part of a large infectious disease group, and we go to many other area hospitals. So I have hands-on knowledge of 4 other electronic medical record systems. Well, speaking in general terms, the DNA of the Empower system just seems to mimic how a physician thinks and documents, which is worlds ahead of the other 4 systems with which I'm familiar. Starting from the standpoint of logon itself, Empower has a very simple logon. And it does not change month to month, quarter to quarter, year to year. Other systems that I'm familiar with have a very onerous logon to the point where some systems even require underscore, 20-character logon, rolling codes, to the point where it's almost impossible to keep track of how to log on to the computer. Just as an aside, one of the physicians in my group is only has one arm, and for him to do an underscore in the keystrokes to log on is next to impossible. So the whole concept of that being secure is erroneous. It's so secure that he can't even get on to the electronic medical record at that institution. The differences in workflow are enormous. The first and most important time saver is you don't have to look for the chart. Every physician knows that it is very difficult to physically find the chart. Then you must find the terminal to get the labs. Hybrid systems are cumbersome and get more and more difficult every year as more and more people need the chart. The social worker has the chart, the care coordinator has the chart, the attending physician has the chart, the physical therapist has the chart. It's very difficult to physically find the charts. If your chart is electronic, all you need is a terminal. You can find you can look up your notes in the doctor's lounge, at home, or on the floor. It really doesn't matter. That is an enormous time saver. A second improvement in EMR is that you can read everybody's note. Now, we all know that there are some very terrific physicians, pulmonary critical care, some of your partners, cardiology, who write notes that are absolutely illegible. For 25 years, I've worked with some terrific critical care physicians, and I just never read their notes because they were just unintelligible. Now, because it's all typewritten, you find that they have some terrific clinical insights, that there actually is a plan written down there. It's just that we never knew what it was. So it saves quite a bit of phone calling and sort of charting by assumption, because you know what everyone's thinking and what everyone's plan is. The third workflow issue is reviewing the old charts. And once again, Empower has done a good job of making the old data extremely available. You don't have to wait for the old record to come up from medical records. You don't have to go in and out to try to find the old chart. Old labs are all scrolled through the actual chart. So basically there isn't even a concept of an old chart. It's just one chart. And it makes reviewing the old data extremely efficient. And finally, from an infection control standpoint, it is easy to review the chart because you don't have to go down to medical records. The nurse can, as long as she has the correct access passwords, can look through the old chart, find out whether it was a surgical site infection, and it makes it just so much easier to understand what's happening from an infection control issue. I think that at every level you need physician leadership. Part of the problem with a lot of these electronic medical systems is that they were created in an office somewhere, wherever, Silicon Valley, Research Triangle Park, and it just doesn't work on the floors in a mid-sized community hospital where the workflow just isn't conducive to what they've decided was an important feature. One of the things that I like best about Empower is it's physician run, it's physician designed, and the workflow makes sense to the average practicing clinician. An example of that is electronic order entry. Again, I have experience with several different CPOE systems, and there is no system that's more intuitive than Empower. Basically, with Empower, you can type in an order and execute the order exactly as you would if you were just writing an order in the chart. There are drop-down menus if you need them, but if, for instance, you're giving an antibiotic in a very unusual way or some other drug in a different way, you can free text in. You can free text in pharmacy to dose. You can free text in, please have pharmacy call me. Just as if you're writing an order, that's the way you order in Empower. And from a physician standpoint, it's extremely user-friendly. This is the next big thing in healthcare. I did not automatically adopt the electronic medical record with ease. I'm in my late 50s, so I'm not hardwired as some of my younger partners are. At the end of the day, I think it's important. I do think it's an advance in quality, and I think that we all must apply ourselves to overlay the electronic medical record in our hospitals and our systems. And I think it's the easier the system is, the more likely it will be adapted by physicians. And I think of the systems that I'm familiar with, hands down, Empower is the most easily adopted.